Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther and this is Conversations with E.
Yeah.
If you guys can't already tell, Grace is back behind the camera. Say hi, Grace.
Hello, my people.
Anyway. So today we are back for another video. If this is your first time here, thank you so much. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope by the end of this video you want to stick around and click that subscribe button to join the family. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. You know I love you and I appreciate you so much. So for today's video, we're going to start off by doing a little chit chat. Grace, what do you want to talk about today?
I want to talk about how Congolese men are trash.
You see, guys, what we not going to do is that.
Sorry.
If you see me fanning myself, guys, it's like 30 degrees in Ireland and it is what, the 6th of September?
Yeah.
We are tired. We asked for this weather during the summer. We actually got it.
Yeah, in all fairness, we did.
We did get it and it was too hot. I was kind of looking forward to having like chill days again.
Winter. Yeah.
But we ain't getting it anytime soon because it's hot. It's moist. It's humid. We can't breathe. There ain't no breeze. And we suffering. Guys. I cannot wait for the rain because I personally miss the rain. I'm a rain kind of girl. I don't know if you guys are summer people, but I love the winter. I love the rain. I love the snow. I love the dark mornings, the dark evenings. I hate the sunshine. What kind of girl are you, Grace? Are you summer girl, winter girl? Are you summer or winter girl?
I'm a summer girl, but
English for the people, please. We have a lot of viewers from English speaking backgrounds.
Sorry. Forgive me. I said I'm a summer girl, but this weather is too much for me. I had to work in this weather for the whole summer and it wasn't cute. So it's time for winter. Let's wrap it up.
Anyways, we're going to move on swiftly. Enough about the weather. Let's get into today's video. So I've been highly requested to do this video for a very, very long time. Personally, I wanted Caitlin here with me. You guys know Caitlin's my right-hand girl. We went to Lanzarote together, which this video is going to be about. Me and her went to do our placement there. I actually have a video on my channel, which is like a vlog type of thing. If you guys want to check that out, it's really long, but I tried to condense 6 months into about like an hour and a half. So if you guys haven't checked that out already, go check it out. So guys, sorry about that. My phone is acting up and it's trying to be an EP, but nothing's going to stop us recording this video today. Isn't that right, Grace?
That's right.
Into the mic, Grace.
That's right.
Oh, that was really
louder for the people in the back.
Okay, that was really loud. We're going to bring it back a bit. So I think we're just going to get straight into today's topic. And I was frequently asked by so many people, especially people who are in college, who are looking to do Erasmus and like years abroad and stuff like that. And maybe you guys know, maybe you guys don't know, but I actually did a 6-month placement in Lanzarote. I was hoping to have my friend Caitlin here with me today so that we could share both of our experiences. But I didn't get the chance to have her here because, you know, we all moved away from college and stuff. So, but it's okay. I'm here on my own and I think I can do just fine. I hope. And yeah, you guys have been asking me plenty of questions about like going away, working away, especially as a student. For me, I didn't actually like attend classes and stuff, but I was working away and you guys were asking so many questions. So I think I'm going to cover them all today. And like for you guys going back to college and stuff, I think it's perfect timing so that you guys can have all the information you need. And hopefully this video helps you guys out. And yeah, you ready, Grace? I'm going to have Grace ask me the questions, by the way, guys. So she has her mic on. She's ready to go. I hope.
Always ready.
Period.
Yep.
She stay ready. She don't have to get ready.
The topic of today's video is everything you need to know about studying abroad.
Everything? I don't know, but most things. Yeah, everything you need to know about studying abroad. I like that. So they're gonna be somewhere here. I always put my topic above my head somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hashtag Erasmus, hashtag placement, all that stuff.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Grace is ready to go, we go get started.
The first question is, was this your first time away from home?
Yes and no. First time away from home outside of the country,
Yeah.
but I lived away for college, so it's my first time out of the country away from home. Yes, but yeah.
And were you scared of actually leaving the country as opposed to being like in the next county? How did that feel for you?
I think I was more nervous. Scared, I wouldn't really think so. Like, I was really excited to leave. Yeah, I was excited to experience like a whole new country, a whole new language. I was excited for that part. Nervous more than scared. Mainly because I didn't go alone. I went with my friend Caitlin and with my classmate Zosha. So I was like chilled about that. So I wasn't on my own. So more nervous than scared, but yeah.
Merci pour la réponse. Thank you for... The next question is, did you need a visa to move abroad?
No, I did not, because I am an Irish citizen. Hey. I got my red passport in it. Red passport.
Yeah.
I got my red passport, and because the country I went to, island I went to, Lanzarote, is in the EU, we didn't require any sort of visa to work outside of our country because we're all in the EU. So yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No visa needed, guys, by the way.
But for other countries, like if you wanted to go to Canada and stuff.
Oh,
would you
definitely.
need to pattern,
I think you like need a working visa, like a student visa or something, but you need some kind of visa.
And how early would you need to do that? Like if you want to start the Erasmus application?
Girl, I don't know. Yeah. Like, I couldn't tell you that. I went to Lanzarote, so.
Yeah, you need to check that months prior with your lecturer so they can help you figure that out.
Yep.
The next question is, did you have to pay for accommodation? And if so, how much?
I actually didn't have to pay for accommodation because I study a hospitality management course. We actually were working in a hotel, and that hotel was gracious enough to give us accommodation within the hotel. So no, I didn't have to pay for accommodation, which was like such a huge like advantage for us, because that must have been stress. Like, that must be stress for people who have to find their own accommodation and pay for it. So we were living for free for the 6 months in a hotel, which is better than most people can say. So yeah.
What would you rate your accommodation and your living away experience out of 10?
I would rate my accommodation, I would, like, if I'm actually being like genuine, a solid 6, 7 out of 10. Because I had my hot water, I had my shower, my own shower, I had my own room. I didn't have to share with anybody. I had the maids come each week. Girl, I must say, we had housekeeping come each week, once a week, which was like a blessing, because our room was like, I clean myself. I'm a clean person, but it was like upkept for 6 months.
Yeah.
And it was like, who else that's a student can tell you that they have like housekeeping?
I lived away for 3 months and ain't nobody come to their room to clean. We had to buy the bleach and everything. So
I bought my own bleach and stuff. I was doing my own cleaning, but like, it just helped that like maids were coming. They gave us towels each week. They changed our bedding each week. Like, they were things that we didn't have to worry about. At first I was like, oh my God, these people can't be doing this for me. Like, that's not fair. But it was just very kind that the hotel would give us that service. So yeah, I would definitely rate it like a 6 out of 7, because it wasn't the best, but it also wasn't the worst. We had no Wi-Fi in our room, guys. That was a big no. But yeah, I'll get to that one if the question comes up. But yeah.
working in like a Spanish island, what was the rate of pay like, and how did you like? Do you think you were able to support yourself well financially over the 6 months?
So working in a Spanish country, they already have a very low minimum wage. Like, I'm not really sure the number, but it's less than like €7. I think it's like €5-6 if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong. Probably should fact check. If you guys are watching this, please fact check. But it's much lower than Ireland's, which is like $11.50 as minimum wage. We were students, so we got paid monthly, and we got paid $350 a month, which was pretty chaotic. Me anyways, that was my rate. I got paid $350 a month, which was, you guys can imagine, that's some people's weekly salary, and I was getting that in a month. But I was grateful enough that I did get paid for my placement, because I know people like nurses and stuff. Like, I have friends who study nursing, and I'm still shocked that they don't get paid. But as hospitality students, we get paid. So in itself, like, it's very low. But I was living on an island, got free accommodation, had free food, if you want to call it that, and I was getting paid $350 a month. I supported myself well enough because I still enjoyed my experience, and I was never broke. So, yeah.
Thank you for your response.
Hope that answers that question.
Did you get any extra funding, like Erasmus funding, when you were away?
So because we were a small class, there's only 6 people in my class. They actually gave us that. They gave us the benefit of applying for the Erasmus grant, which I know most students probably wouldn't get if your class is much bigger, because we were not. I want to make it so clear: we were not Erasmus students. We were just sent on mandatory work placement that had to be international, and because we were a small class, they told us that we could apply for Erasmus grant, and we ended up all getting it. The people who were working away ended up getting it. And is everything okay? Sorry, just checking on this camera because it's trying to be an EP. But the people who were in my class ended up getting it, that were working away. And I can't remember the exact number for the Erasmus, but it was a little over 1K.
Month?
No. Like, as a total.
Okay.
As the grant to, like, either pay for flights, whether we had accommodation, whether we had food, or, like, it was just to help us pay to either get started or, like, to have some kind of, like, money while we were going. So we weren't going empty handed in case, like, some people didn't work and stuff. So it was a nice enough grant to give us before we left. So yeah, we did end up getting Erasmus grant, but we were not Erasmus students.
Do you think that people that are Erasmus students, like if they go there for studying and not for working, that amount of money will be able to sustain them for like 6 months to a year if they go? Or are there like different rates for?
I definitely think there's different rates and different plans for people who are like actually studying and not working, and who would probably be going there for much longer than we were. Like, they knew we were going there to work, and we were getting some sort of salary, as small as it might have like been. We were still getting some sort of salary, whereas other people probably would get much more because they're actually living there, living in either student accommodations and studying, probably might not have time to find a new job in a new country. So I don't know, you definitely have to check with your office to see the rates and plans for that, but I'm not too sure on that.
Thank you.
So
So in terms of working like in a hotel, was there a language barrier? Like, I know Lanzarote has a lot of English people there. So were your staff, were your co-workers, were they speaking Spanish? How was it trying to work with people that don't speak English?
So every time I tell this story, people are probably sick of me telling this story. But
YouTube has never heard it, no. So
yeah, y'all have never heard it, but it felt like a game of charades from day one. Like, from the first day that I got to my workplace, my lecturer told me I would be fine, because he's like, oh, it's mainly English speaking. He was talking about the guests. He was not talking about me and my coworkers, because they only spoke Spanish and I spoke not a word of Spanish, which is a whole thing in itself. Initially, I wasn't meant to go to Spain. I was meant to go to France because I can speak French, but I ended up going to Spain. Going to Spain, I already felt bad about not knowing any of the language. Like, I'm telling you, like, I knew nothing. I knew hello, goodbye, thank you. That was it. It was difficult. I'm not going to lie to you. It was very difficult, but the more the weeks went on, the days went on, it got much easier because they were so willing to help me, which I was really grateful for, to understand them and to like understand how to work alongside them. And they were willing to also learn from me. So it was kind of like we were teaching each other without actually knowing a common language to speak to each other in. But by the end of it, I understood them and they kind of understood me.
that's nice. So got like better over time, you'd say?
100%. 100%. The people definitely made it better though, because they were willing to teach me and they were willing to be patient with me. Their patience was like A1 with me. So yeah.
What were the advantages and disadvantages of working like in the food and bev aspect of a hotel?
Food and bev will never ever be my favorite section area of a hotel, of management, ever. I want to make that so clear.
I second that.
I never want to work in food and bev again, personally. Working in food and bev over in Lanzarote was very different to working in food and bev here in Ireland. Um, I think because people are on holidays and stuff, they are much nicer. Even though you're still faced with challenges and stuff, people are just here for a good time. So they treat you amazing and they tip you so good because they have money to spend. And it really helped that our hotel was like catering to like middle-aged people and older because they got money and they gonna give us that money. And that was so good. But food and bev for me, I would personally rate it like a 4, a 3, a 2 out of 10.
A 1, a 0.
Minus.
Yeah. A minus 10 out of 10.
Yeah, food and bev is not my favorite, guys.
Thank you for the answer.
Thank you for the question.
The next question. Okay, this is the last question I'm gonna ask about the working part, and then we're gonna talk about just the living away experience.
Okay, no problem.
So the last question I have is: did you experience any discrimination or racism working in a Spanish place, working, in a hotel, being outside?
Yes, I had like so many different scenarios and situations that involved discrimination or racism or whatever you want to label it, but it was because of my skin color. Like, it was a bit frustrating because obviously you're in a foreign country and you're just already nervous. You're already kind of, it's new territory for you. So you're already kind of going into things a bit iffy. And then when you're faced with a customer or a guest who is looking at you sideways because of your skin color, it doesn't make sense to me. Never will make sense to me, to be honest. But it happened, and I kind of expected it, to be honest. I had instances that a woman didn't want me to touch her plate because I was black, and her husband was apologizing. I had old women telling me that they had a maid that looked like me when they were younger, and explaining the stories of like how they were with their maids. I had just men, British men specifically, tell me that I remind them of their Jamaican girlfriend from when they used to live in Jamaica when they were younger. I don't think that's like racist, but it was like, they were like, oh yeah, like you just look like her. Yeah. I'm like, I'm sure I don't look like her, but y'all just gonna say that anyways. I had instances where Spanish people who did come stay at the hotel, because most of the guests were Irish and British. The Spanish people were rude towards me because they were like, we've never seen a chica negra. What are you doing here? What did you do to get here? A lot of Irish people also questioned how I got into the job, how I ended up getting the job, because they've never seen a black person, specifically a black woman, working in the sector that's not like housekeeping, but like in the actual restaurant. They're like, how did you get here? And I'm like, I'm studying. And they're like, oh, in university? And I'm like, yes. They were like, oh, how did you get into that? It was just a lot of like, what you call them, like the undertone of a lot of people's like conversations were very, very rude towards me, and I just didn't appreciate it. And then there was just some people that were like, just the jokes like, oh yeah, I'm almost as tan as you, but it's not really discrimination to me. But it's like, did you really need to say that? Like, that could have stayed in your head. It's kind of like
the things you can't specifically say that it was racism, but there's like they trying to say something, but you can't say like, yeah, that was exactly racism.
I always say them people are slick.
Yeah,
because I can never go back to my manager and say like, oh, they saying something, they making me uncomfortable. They can just say I didn't say anything wrong. Yeah, but I did face discrimination. It's kind of expected as a black person, as sad as it is to say. When you do go into places, I don't know about black men necessarily. I know as a black girl, as a black woman, that when I do go to work somewhere, I'm usually looked at a bit sideways compared to most people. It sounds like, oh, you're already like putting bad thoughts into your mind before you go somewhere. But unless you've walked in my shoes, unless you've been a black girl and you work somewhere,
or just black in general, it's the reality of it. Like, you just, for example, we go into a shop and you're already expecting, I don't know, maybe not people from like Dublin, but like where we live, you go into like Super Value and you already know that there's gonna be a white man or a white woman looking at you sideways. Just like, you kind of prepare yourself for it. So in the working world, like,
it's inevitable.
Yeah,
it's inevitable, and I expected it, to be honest. But some of the comments, like the maid comments, this woman was like, we had a maid that looked like you, and sometimes we would take away her privileges because she didn't clean a cupboard properly. And I was like, homegirl, why are you telling me this?
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with me. Please.
Anyway, we are
Moving
tired.
on. Moving on.
We are tired of the discrimination. It has to stop. Thank you.
Amen.
Now we're moving on to the live-in experience.
Woo.
So, this question, I'm actually going to make up this question on the
Okay,
spot
girl.
myself.
A lot of improv today,
Yeah.
guys.
So, you mentioned that you went with 2 people in your course.
Yes.
Did you find yourself like traveling a lot with them, trying to discover the island, or were you more of like a solo traveler kind of girly?
I think, first of all, I was so grateful to have the two of them there, 100%. And when time allowed, we definitely spent time together. Maybe not always as a trio. Maybe it was more of a duo. Like I would either go with Zosha or I would go with Caitlin. Because our schedules were very different. I worked in the restaurant and they worked in the bar. So they had different schedules. I was always on a split shift. They were kind of split between split shifts and also having full shifts together. So it made it really weird, and our days off together would be so different. And sometimes they wanted to go out for lunch, and they wanted to go out for lunch, and I was always kind of tired. Or like that day, I just wanted to chill because it'd been a busy week, like kind of those kind of things. But like when we could, we would hang out together, and we'd go like. I didn't sightsee as much, which I really regret now, and I hope to go back one day so I can. But like whenever we'd go like restaurants or like for like, you know, food and stuff like that, like we'd always go together. We try our best to go together. But you definitely have to get used to doing things on your own. Yeah. Otherwise, you will not experience you will not have a whole experience. Because I stopped myself for the first 2-3 months. And then I was like, I need to go outside. Yeah.
Can you name any of the places or things you did for people who might want to go to Lanzarote for placement?
I went to a lot of restaurants. The food is like extremely affordable. So affordable with drinks included. I went to a lot of restaurants. I ate a lot. They have really nice beaches, which I definitely recommend people to go to and just spending time at the beach. I'm not a complicated girl, so I didn't do a whole lot. And simple things like sitting by the beach would make me like extremely happy. I went swimming with the dolphins.
I was just about to ask, what was the name of the dolphin spot?
It was called Texas Ranch Zoo, which is like not Spanish.
Not at all.
But it was called Texas Ranch Zoo, if I'm not wrong. And we went there and we went to the zoo. We saw all the animals, which you can catch on my vlog. And we saw them with the dolphins, which was like, I think that was like the highlight of my experience. It was so nice. So nice. But other than that, I just did shopping, went to the beach, ate out, had a few drinks with the girls and stuff. But like, other than that, no, not really. Just chilling.
And did you make it? Did you find it hard to make friends? Were your friends only where you worked, or did you make any friends outside of the hotel?
It was very hard to make friends, to be very honest, because once we arrived there, I think we understood how much the language barrier was. It was a barrier, literally. So that kind of stopped us from going out of our way to look for friends. The people we worked with were like kind of older people, but after some time, like when we got to like know them and they got to know us a bit more, after we got a bit comfortable working with them, we started hanging out with them. They started to show us the local spots, the local food places, because we kept going to like the tourist restaurants and stuff. They were like, no, eat here, go here if you want to go, because everything's cheaper. This is for locals. And we would hang out with them like on our days off and stuff, and made a few friends. And the girl who did my hair became my friend. Shout out to her.
We're going to put her hair business tag, whatever you want to call it, in the bio.
Oh, hey, girl.
Her social media handle. We're going to put it up here on the screen. So
girl,
if you ever go to Lanzarote and you need your hair did, hit her up. Thank you.
I cannot stand you. But yeah, like I didn't make too many friends, to be very honest. Mainly the people who I worked with, but like they're good people. I still talk to them till today. So shout out to you guys if you're watching this. Love.
Thank you for that answer.
Thank you for the question.
What would you like describe the Spanish people there to be like outside of work? Just like the people, the vibes in general, the island. What would you?
Spanish people are amazing people. Like, I'm just going to say that. I specifically went to Lanzarote. Like, I'll even put a picture of the island to show you guys how small it is, wherever I'm going to put it. I didn't go to actual mainland Spain. But Spanish people, oh my God, they're amazing people. They're such expressive people, dramatic people, such loving people, funny people. Like they're it. And they're so similar to Congolese people. So I feel like I really connected to them because when we would speak more, we realized culturally how much we had in common and how connected some Spanish countries, like some of the Latin American countries, are connected to Congo. So that was something we really shared. And it was really unexpected because I didn't expect it. And it was new to me. And I fell in love with the people. I love them so much. Like, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was there only Spanish people? Was there black people? Was there Polish people?
Girl, there wasn't a single black person on that island.
Cubans, Colombians, Mexicans, any of them?
There was loads of Cubans. Basically, in Lanzarote, all the people who work there are not actually from Lanzarote. So they're not actually Canarian people. So it's people from Ecuador, from Peru, from Colombia, from Mexico, from mainland Spain, from Argentina, all the Latin speaking countries. There were so many of them, especially the Cubans. There's so many of them there. Not that much black people, because when I got there, guys, these people are closer to my skin color than the people who were staying at the like hotels and stuff. But the people who I worked with would always like, it's so strange, they would like hold my hand and like inspect my color, and they'd call me like La Chica Morena. But I was like, you guys look like me. I'm confused why you're fascinated by me. But they just were like, no, your black is a different black. It's not our black. So they're not used to black Africans. They're used to black Spanish or Afro, whatever you want to call them, Afro Latinas. But they're not used to actual black people. They were so surprised I was actually a black girl.
That's so strange though, because you think like other people that go to do Erasmus usually not like if they go do placement, they do like France, Germany. You would never like hear that over there. You'd never experience that over
I was
there.
also the first black girl to work in like either the restaurant or the bar side, outside of housekeeping.
Her picture's on the wall. Yeah.
They put my picture on the wall, guys. I'm the first black girl in the bar, in the restaurant.
The best to do it, period.
There will never be another. Next question, please.
The next question is, what would you rate your living experience? Would you picture yourself as somebody who would move there permanently?
Probably for like forever, maybe not. But in the stage of life that I'm in right now, I would like to move back again.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I really fell in love with Lanzarote. Like, it was just, I feel like everyone, while they're young, needs to experience moving away or leaving or seeing something new. Even if it's not for 6 months, for a month, for 2 months, just leave your comfort zone. Leave where you're from. Try it. If it's not for you, it's not. I never would have expected it to be for me. I always planned to move away when I was much, much older. But having this experience and actually getting the chance to work abroad at the same time, it just pushed me to know that I want to move away again and I want to work away again and I want to have that experience again. But for Lanzarote, I would love to move there again. 100%. 100%. I fell in love with that island.
So what would you rate it out of 10? A solid
8.2.
Oh, that is
very specific
but random. Yep.
But 8.2. 8.2.
Where is the other I'm not even going to calculate that. Where is the remaining?
I think it comes down to myself not doing so much in the island. I feel like the beauty of the island I didn't actually get to experience because I didn't push myself out there as much as I could have.
So it's your fault.
Okay, girl. Yeah. Hold up. Hold up. I wouldn't say like my fault, but I think being away from home and having a new experience, I was not open-minded to the new island that I was in. I was more closed-minded. I was like, I'm here to work. That's it. I'm staying in my room on my days off. And then when I realized, I was like, Esther, you're on an island. What would people give to be on an island right now?
Yeah.
And you're just in your room looking at the palm trees from your window.
6 months.
I know. And that only clicked on the 4th month. So by the time I actually got comfortable, I was gone.
What's it? 6 meses.
Hey.
6 meses in Lanzarote.
Well done.
I actually forgot this question. What did a typical week or day look like as the months went by for you in a different country?
A typical week. The sad part, I'm going to just put this in and I'm going to at you, Martel. Yes, Martel, I'm atting you. You probably never see this video. Martel was my boss. He was the jefe, as they like to call. And Martel only ever gave me Mondays and Thursdays off, which was extremely sad. Never changed. From the minute I came to Lanzarote to the day I left, my schedule was working on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I
So
had
you never even got 2 days off in a row?
never, never, never,
Jesus.
never. And it was really annoying. And I always worked split shifts. I never did like the lunch and dinner shift, always a split shift. So morning and evenings. That was my typical week. It didn't change. It didn't budge. That was literally it. The girls changed. They had sometimes 4 days off at a time. Some even 5.
Yeah.
Me, never even 2 days in a row. I think Martel he ain't like me. He had his reasons. I'm not going to at you on here.
We're not gonna air his dirty laundry on.
But Martel don't like black people, guys.
If you were super enough to catch that, then you were super enough to catch it in it. I wanted to also say, so since you said you also had, since you said you only had like 1 day off and then you worked and you had another day, did you have the energy? You said you didn't get up to do stuff until after the 4th month. Did you have the energy to maybe on the break of your split shift go out and do something?
I had to make that decision and actually go to do that after a while. Before I didn't, I would just stay and capture the energy again. Because you need to understand that like we're not dealing with like 10 people in a restaurant. There's like 600 people coming in for breakfast. That's a mixture of elderly people, middle-aged people, families as well. And as kind as they were, their needs need to be met, which is not easy for a breakfast or a dinner shift. Especially for breakfast, because people are like, they have their plans for the day. They're ready to go. They're much more energized compared to dinner. It's a much quicker pace.
Yeah.
So it would drain me and I would need the energy back for the dinner. But because I realized I had such little time left, I had to push myself to either go to I told you, I'm not a complicated person. I just go to the beach. I would enjoy my time at the beach or like go for a walk. I enjoy simpler things in life. So I wasn't complicated that I needed to go on a boat ride or I needed to, I don't know, go jet skiing. Like I just would go to the beach.
So would you recommend things like hiking, boat rides, all that kind of fun
If you
stuff?
are an energetic person, shout Zosha. That girl had energy. She would, the first week we got there, she got hiking shoes.
She did not waste a minute of those 6 months.
She ain't waste not a second. She said, I'm going. She saw, I think, every nook and cranny, every corner of Lanzarote because she went out there and she did it. So if you have energy and you want someone to direct your paths, it's not me. It's her. I'm going to put her handle right here.
If you don't have energy, pray for energy so that when you get to the 6 months, you're able to live it to the fullest. Or a year for some people, 6 months to a year.
And guys, out of the questions that are here, you will get homesick. You will get homesick. But it will pass. It is an uncomfortable stage. I used to wake up and cry. I had a picture of my family on the wall and I would be like, ugh. I'm an emotional person, so I would look at it and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. Get me home. So if you get homesick, it's a completely normal feeling. I thought I was the only one in the world that had ever experienced being homesick. I made such a big deal out of it. I had a picture of my family on the wall in the bathroom. I would cry every time I was getting ready for work because I was like, get me home. I want to see my mom. I want to see my siblings. I want to see my dad. But after a while, like you actually get used to it and you're like, oh, they're only a flight away. Oh, this isn't forever. Like I'm never going to see them again. And you get more comfortable in like your new environment. Everything takes time. It takes time to adjust. I definitely will say be confident in who you are and the person that you are. Don't doubt yourself for a second and put yourself out there. Show people who you are and I'm sure they'll love you. Like at first I was so reserved. I'm already reserved, but like I made sure like nobody knew anything about me. I barely talked to anybody because I was like, I don't want to be here. But if you do that, you're just robbing yourself of the experience that you went there to experience. Like being with the people, speaking to them is also a part of the experience. And I came to realize that they were really nice people. Once I opened up, I started to show like a bit more of myself, got very comfortable. They liked me and I liked them. And they made my experience. Like they were actually a huge part of like why I fell in love with the island and the place. So if you are going to go away for Erasmus and stuff like that, I would definitely say Like, get ready to be homesick, get ready to be uncomfortable, but that's just a part of the journey. Don't let that stop you from, living it to the fullest. So
Yes.
yeah, like 100%. And another piece of advice for my Christians out there: have a routine where you have God in your schedule. Like, do not neglect that, because at one stage, like, I was like, there was no church in Lanzarote, so I was told, until I came back and searched that there was churches, Spanish churches nonetheless, but it was really hard, like, not having a church community. It was the first time in my life that I didn't have an actual church community around me, and it made it very difficult for me. I was like, I'm away from home, I don't speak the language, I have a new job, it's a new place altogether, so many different factors. And then on top of that, like, my schedule in terms of praying, reading my word was like so up and down, which didn't help. So if you're a Christian, prioritize reading the word, meditating on your word, speaking to God, listening to God as well as speaking to him, and making sure that God is the center, making sure he is the center, and that you consult him before you do anything. That's like number one that I would advise anybody to do. That's a Christian, most importantly. So yeah. But I think that's all the questions, isn't it?
Yes, that's everything.
That brings us to the end. I'm crying.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Girl. But that brings us to the end of this video. I hope I answered most of your questions as best as I could. If you have any more questions, or if you want to hear a bit more about like a specific question that was brought up, or you want a broader answer, please don't hesitate to hit me up, guys, whether it's in the comments, whether it's in DM. I'm more than open.
Yeah, I think so.
They don't even sound like
Elle est
English.
dispo.
I'm available.
You.
I'm on it though. I'm available.
Elle est dispo.
If you guys have any questions, any comments, anything to add, anything to take away from this, if you guys have your own personal experience, comment it down below. If you guys are going on Erasmus this year, next year, let me know. If you guys are thinking about it, comment it down below. Maybe somebody can help you out if maybe I couldn't. You never really know. But I really enjoyed filming this video. It was nice to talk about my experience once again. And it's always nice to look back and see, like, what the experience was like. And it was kind of nice. It's been a while since I've really spoken about it, so it was nice to talk about it again. Wish I could have had Caitlin here with me today. Love you, Caitlin, wherever you are, but I don't know, we didn't get the chance to make this video together. But yeah,
Next time,
mama. But that brings us to the end. You guys already know the drill. If you made it this far in the video, you are a real one. Period. You're a real one. And please let me know your thoughts down below. The pink background came back, guys. Did you guys notice? I had to bring her back because she's the original. She does the best. She gets the job done. She looks crisp. She's pink and pungent. We like her. Colorful. I don't even like pink, but it just makes sense. So you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do to support the channel. Share this video with a friend, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe more. Let people know we're back and we're trying to be consistent. I promised you guys consistency, 2 videos a month, and we're here. So I guess I'm doing something right. God's got us. Clinging on to that. But check out our other videos if you haven't already. Again, if you're a new viewer, please, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and check out our other videos as well. It's always a pleasure to be back in front of the camera. As much as I hate it, I'm still here trying to give y'all content. Thank you, Grace, for coming back.
You're welcome.
We missed you.
I enjoyed it.
We probably not gonna hear her again for a long time because she's going back to college, so it's just gonna be me again. Thank you for helping me out with this video. You're a good sister.
Thank you.
Anyways, guys, enough babbling, enough waffling from me. I'm gonna let y'all go. It was a pleasure as always. I love you, but always remember that Jesus loves you more. You know how we do.
We just here to have a conversation with you. Period.
Bye, guys.